Confidence goes a long way in justifying the reason or the value of your research topic. In this video, I cover a couple of guidelines on how to actually justify and choose a research topic of relevance. Is it relevant? This is a common question we tend to ask ourselves as researchers when we're trying to choose a particular research topic. And in this particular slide presentation, I try to guide researchers and potential PhD or master's applicants on how they can choose a topic of relevance for the field that they wish to conduct research in. I'm Caroline Kene. I'm a researcher and a former academic, but also a former doctoral coordinator and Institute of Research Students head. And what I do is I try to provide a bit of my experience on the applications of PhD or research students, but also guiding the student through determining a research topic of relevance through various feedback and engagement sessions with them. My field is specifically in civic tech and digital development, so you might find that maybe I might focus more on that aspect or provide examples from that. Nonetheless, I believe that this video may be relevant to other researchers. So the first tip that I want to work with when we're looking at a particular research topic is to try and think of what really bugs you or what really interests you as a researcher. It's not a good idea to kind of thumb suck your research topic based on what is trending and what really seems quite cool for a particular supervisor you probably want to work with. Try and think of what you believe bugs you or interests you, because this is a degree that you will be doing for 2 or 3 or 4 years. And so you have to kind of be passionate about discovery. So think of a particular topic that bugs you or interests you. One example I could give you is when I decided to embark on a civic tech project. I had a particular colleague who was working on a digital platform to support citizens in reporting on service delivery issues in the town. And this was quite personal to me as well, because I lived in that town and experienced the same challenges. So it kind of bugged me why there wasn't a centralized way of reporting your issues. What happened was there were different officers handling a variety of issues. So that was a particular area that bugged me. But at the same time, I was also interested in finding ways in which we can improve or enhance the voice of citizens from very vulnerable circumstances in marginalized contexts. So in this particular aspect, we're talking about how you need to reflect on your experience personally or professionally. You also should have an opportunity to look at news articles, debates and discussions about this particular topic, and then also consider expanding on your previous research that you may have done at honors or undergraduate, master's level, and you're really interested in kind of expanding your knowledge around that area, whether it's a contribution to knowledge, theory, or practice. The next tip I want to talk about is test your ideas. So you've come up with this really fantastic topic, but now you want to kind of test your ideas and whether this is actually of relevance. So how do you do that? So a good way to do that is to explore your topic or theme using various research databases like Scopus, if you have access to those databases, but also Google Scholar, which is free. So search for that particular theme or a sentence around that theme to see what are the current research topics around that field and how has it changed over the years. Because the good thing about Google Scholar, it gives you a filter where you can see how that topic has changed over the couple of years and how it has been discussed in various disciplines. Also attend webinars and conferences or seminars. With the situation with the COVID pandemic, what actually happened is a lot of these seminars became more virtual, and accessible to many. So if you do come across a free workshop, free seminar, free conference to attend, please do that so that you can actually get to hear what the current debates are around that particular theme or topic that you are testing. Also, discuss your ideas with fellow researchers, fellow colleagues if you're in a business or professional environment, and also if you also have access to a particular supervisor, then contact them and say, I'm really thinking about doing research on this particular theme, and I see that you have experience in this. What do you think? Or what is the potential? But also, one thing I also say is keep your mind open. Keep your mind open, because when you're in a particular context and you discover a number of aspects by kind of reflecting on who you are entering that context, because you are trying to discover new things that are happening in that space, you need to have your mind open. So, if I give you an example of this, I'm a citizen. I am frustrated at the local council or municipality not providing me with the services that I need. I go, I'll obviously be very frustrated when I go to the public forums or the meetings with a certain mindset saying that there's so much corruption going on in this municipality. There's nothing that can be done. But if you go with an open mind to discover and try to understand why is the municipality in the current situation that it is in, and there are various staff members or stakeholders that are trying to change the way things are in that particular local government, but people have not actually found out what their challenges are and devised different approaches in which they can address them. So it's about strengthening capacity to make sure that you can have an influence in your setting. The next tip I want to look at is how and why does it matter in context. This actually relates to the previous tip I was talking about in relation to actually trying to test your ideas. So now you go into the context. What do you do when you go into the context? I have a previous video where I talked about designing in context, where there were 4 key aspects that I looked at: how you engage by immersing yourself in the context and just observing and just having informal discussions with people in that context, obviously given you have ethical clearance to do that. Then also self-awareness and keeping more of an open mind to discover how and why a local government institution has a challenge or an issue. It's not just corruption. There may be other underlying factors that should be considered. Then also navigating theory to help you have a particular set of glasses or lens when you go into that context, looking at various theories and discovering what really gives me more information about understanding my context, and then building on your understanding by doing a course or doing a workshop if there's a particular discipline or area you do not understand. So for myself, I have an information systems background, and I didn't really know how local government actually works. I didn't understand the whole social accountability monitoring process. So attending a course, speaking to experts, continuously engaging with the literature to really build my understanding of what is going on was really important. The next tip I want to talk about is finding the expert. So you have your topic and you have tested the idea looking at literature or attending a particular conference or webinar, and maybe you have identified those key experts in the particular field. So you would attempt to share your idea with an expert if they're willing to, network with them, ask questions in seminars to try and identify what are the key trends, what are the key issues or unanswered questions around a particular topic. So you'll find out who is leading in the field of research, have a discussion with them, and then you also have to go and learn from whom they also learn from. So these individuals may have worked in a particular context with particular actors, and then from that they'll be able to conduct research and understand what's happening. So perhaps then you should identify who have they been speaking to, if they're obviously able to share that with you, who can they connect you with in a particular context, but also what are the theories that they tend to rely on or discuss, which may be relevant to your study or not. But if it isn't, then you can identify gaps in the theory and look for new theory or work towards making a theoretical contribution. So learn from whom these leaders and experts also learn from. So to summarize, I found a really good summary from MIT which asked these particular questions. I cover them in this video extensively, but it's something that you can also kind of reflect on as you're choosing your research topic. Why did you choose the topic? Was it important or relevant to a particular context? Is it a key topic that remains unanswered? Who are the information providers? Who are the experts? Who are the individuals in a business, in a city, in a community that you should speak to? What are the major questions for this topic that remain unanswered that still need to be addressed? Where is the topic important? Is it at local level? Is it at national level? Is it at international level? Because this helps you in scoping your study and identifying the focus areas. And then finally, when is or was your topic important? Because what you'd find, for instance, is in my case, when I look at civic tech and thinking of a civic tech platform that was implemented in a community 5 years ago, but still it had no impact. Fine, we followed the correct guidelines. Fine, we say that there is some sort of contribution that civic tech can make in relation to citizen engagement and service delivery. But 5 years down the line, we still have unanswered questions. So when is or was your topic important? Was a topic important 5 years ago? Is it still important and unanswered? Or what are the new developments that we are to consider going forward in the future? So look at these key questions as a summary when reflecting on the relevance of your topic. Okay, so that comes to the end of my little presentation video on choosing a topic of relevance. So if you want to just connect with me and follow my videos, I will be presenting on a couple of research topics, but I'll also have a Take 5 series where I will just give you my personal reflection experiences as an academic researcher and so on and so forth. And if you want to find out more about getting more advice around choosing your research topic, you may visit me at nurtureideate.net or follow me on Twitter to identify different aspects of posts I have about topics in the area of civic tech,